you're having good contact with your consumers over the course of time, they're going to become more and more valuable to you, right? The better you interact with them over the course of time, the more money they're going to spend with you.
Who do you want to communicate to? You know, I'd rather spend money communicating to customers that I know that are going to buy a car in the next 6 months at my dealership, and being able to send the most personalised one-to-one message to them through whatever channel they choose. They might choose phone, they might choose email, they might choose mail.
If I paid for a customer, and if I get hold of a customer one time, unless he says unsubscribe, he's on my list forever.
When our platinum team calls one of the leads, they'll ask that question to them. What's your best way to be contacted? And if they want to be contacted by email, we'll tell the dealer that when we pass it along. They may want you to email them. Maybe they're in a meeting, maybe they're at work. Maybe they can't answer the phone. So that interaction needs to be understood and better played out.
Permission-based marketing is still key. If I could get them permission of the consumer to send information to them or communicate to them, you're only going to enrich the relationship with them, because now I'm doing what they want me to do.
If the salesman at a dealership can collect the email address, they can professionally follow up electronically until that customer is again ready to re-enter the market.
Understand that and recognize that not everyone's going to give you their name, their phone number, their complete address, the trade-in vehicle that they want. We would love to have all that information in every request, but some consumers are just going to be wary, and just because they're wary doesn't mean that they're not a serious buyer.
Give them a choice, and you should be asking them that too. How do you want to be communicated to? You know, do you want emails? You want them HTML or you want text? Do you want phone as well, and do you want mail?
What our dealerships need to do is they need to learn how to be able to send appropriate emails that can answer the customer's questions, build their trust, exceed their expectations, but yet leave them wanting more.
What we find working more often is shorter, more to the point offers, right? An offer really brings the consumer in. And really clearly communicating that there's something in it for the consumer and being concise about the message and a clear call to action, right? I think a lot of times you see really long emails that sort of stretch. You have to do a lot of scrolling, there's a lot of content, there's a lot of text. That doesn't actually work that well. So the more to the point and the better the creative is, because the creative does drive a lot of action, the more the creative coordinates with the offer and then it gives a clear call to action, the better results you're going to get from a campaign.
You might establish points in time that you want to recontact that lead. Day 10, day 15, day 25, day 37, whatever those might be.
I do think there's an approach, and I think that getting the brass tacks and those routine campaigns running is probably the most steady source of ROI.
Every 2 weeks we send out specials for service parts or specials for our sales department, and we do get some customers come back.
You can get amazing ROI off of coordinating, for instance, your manufacturer's running a campaign offline, you run an email marketing campaign at the same time you put that content on your website. You can get amazing results from that coordination of activity.
So as your manufacturer puts out a 0% financing $2,000 cash back promotion, your existing prospects in your system become a great target to send that message to. They might not see it in other media. If they do see it, you want them to re-engage with you, and you can watch their behavior and see how they interact with that email.
I go to the point that 3 years later, typically, after I'd sold you your first car, I'd be calling you 6 months out, asking you, what's changed your life, what are you looking to do, and you're going to stay within the brands that we sell. And if you say yes, then I'm going to suggest to you that you factory order the car.
Think about the brass tacks first, right? You have scheduled maintenance campaigns. This is the lowest hanging fruit you could possibly grasp onto. You have all the manufacturer schedules, it's easy to do. People prefer to get emails than all of the mail-based service reminder coupons. So that's really low hanging fruit.
That goes back to when you asked about an internet department. When you have things like actually you talked about there, being able to send a message to a mobile phone and rich media, that's not an internet sales manager doing that. That's the dealership. But isn't this the internet? So it's the mentality that this is an umbrella solution now for a dealership.
Imagine you're working with an advocate, with a great service provider, and halfway through the month, your service bays are just empty. Or you feel like, gosh, I am not going to meet my number. You can have that advocate actually go and pull out of your DMS everyone who's about to come up on their finance, right, or about to come up off lease, and run a highly targeted campaign to those people and pull them back into your showroom. So you can run all of these scheduled campaigns, these regularly scheduled campaigns based on key triggers about the vehicle or the customer, and then based on your business need, you can drop in campaigns on top of that.
The loyalty it's driven by the dealership mentality as a whole. But that loyalty that we're talking about, that comes back to customer relationship management. Loyalty alone is not price, it's the experience.
Right.
And if I can make it a great experience for you, you're going to remember me and come back.